Good morning. It's Monday, and I'm Janet McElligott. Yesterday, there was a terrible tragedy in Omdurman. The RSF went in and liquidated. They used the words liquidated. 71 kids. They gathered them in the square and assassinated them. These are boys that will never play another game of football, soccer, and they were innocent children. Pressure is starting to mount against the United Arab Emirates, who is funding this, and we must continue with that pressure. And it's mounted enough that the former prime minister is reportedly in the UAE, but he said, oh, these were Muslim kids. It's okay. Seriously? I have not been able to get a definitive secondary bit of information that Hamaduk said this, but he has been funded by the UAE and has been their mouthpiece. However, the other thing that has happened is the commander who said that he did this went live on Facebook, of all things, and he said, I did do this. I did this because I was commanded to do this. So there is plenty of evidence that is saying this actually happened, including his own personal videos. So if indeed he was commanded to do this, I'd like to know where the outrage is. Yesterday morning, I got a call from Saudi television, and I thought they wanted me to go live to talk about this. And he said, no, we want you to talk about President Trump, but it's a bit too late because he had called me at, say, 4 a.m. or something. And I said, well, what about Sudan? I'll go live about Sudan. And he said to me, we all know what you're doing. This is dangerous. You have to be careful. I heard from Cairo this morning, you have to be careful. Let me tell you something. If we have knowledge of murders, they will continue if we're careful. We must speak. We must speak the truth. We must be outraged. I don't believe we came to earth to play it safe. I believe we came here to polish our souls. And you don't polish a diamond's brilliance with a piece of silk. It takes sand and it takes grit to take off all of the ugly outer bits that keep its brilliance from being shown. These kids did not deserve this. These women don't deserve to be raped. El Fasher is still starving to death because no one can get to them. The drones that have been provided to the RSF have prevented aid trucks from going in. Where is the outrage? We must speak up. We must say this is not all right. We must demand of our governments. Telephone Washington, D.C. at 202-224-3121 and ask for your senator. Telephone at 202-225-3121 and ask for your congressman and say, we must stand up against this. There are people who tell me, listen, Africa's a mess. They have to figure it out themselves. Let me tell you something. This isn't two generals fighting a civil war. This is 17 countries that have gone in to steal the resources of these people. They want their gold, they want their oil, but more importantly, they want their land. The United Arab Emirates ruler, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has said, we won't be able to feed our people soon. Then join hands and buy from the Sudanese. Allow them to develop their agriculture. Allow them to have their children growing up happy and healthy. going in and killing them and stealing their land, making sure that their blood runs deep in the rivers, in the soil. This is the worst humanitarian crisis we have seen in the 21st century.
Please help us stop it. Thank you.